The entertainment world was set ablaze by a moment no one saw coming, a moment that instantly captured the attention of fans across the globe. During what was supposed to be a routine live broadcast, something extraordinary happened between Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. It wasn't planned, it wasn't scripted, and that's exactly what made it unforgettable. At first, everything seemed normal. Tian Xiwei was interacting with fans, smiling brightly, answering questions, and keeping the atmosphere light and cheerful. Her natural charm was already enough to keep viewers glued to the screen. But then something shifted. Suddenly, Zhang Linghe appeared. The timing alone was enough to shock viewers, but what followed took things to an entirely different level. The chat exploded instantly. Comments flooded in faster than anyone could read. Fans couldn't believe their eyes. Was this real? Was this planned? Or was this a genuine, spontaneous moment? Zhang Linghe didn't just appear casually. His expression, his tone, and the way he approached Tian Xiwei carried a sense of purpose. There was something different about his presence that night. Something more serious, yet undeniably warm. Tian Xiwei herself looked surprised. Her reaction was subtle at first, but as Zhang Linghe continued speaking, her expression began to change. There was a mix of curiosity, nervousness, and excitement that fans quickly picked up on. It was the kind of reaction that felt real, not rehearsed. And then came the moment that changed everything. Zhang Linghe began speaking in a way that felt unusually sincere. His words were calm, but they carried emotional weight. Fans immediately noticed the shift in tone. This wasn't just a friendly appearance. This felt personal. He looked directly at Tian Xiwei, as if the entire audience had disappeared. For a few seconds, it felt like the live stream had turned into a private conversation between the two of them. The atmosphere became almost cinematic, as if time itself had slowed down just to highlight this moment. Then he said something that stunned everyone. His words weren't officially a proposal, but they felt incredibly close to one. The phrasing, the emotion, and the way he delivered it made fans feel like they were witnessing something deeply meaningful. It was as if he was expressing something he had been holding back for a long time. The chat went completely wild. Viewers began typing phrases like, "Is this a proposal?" and "Did he just confess?" The excitement was overwhelming. Screenshots were taken instantly. Clips started circulating within seconds. Tian Xiwei's reaction became the center of attention. She looked visibly touched. There was a softness in her eyes, a slight hesitation in her smile, and a moment where she seemed genuinely at a loss for words. For someone usually so composed on camera, this was a rare glimpse of vulnerability. She laughed nervously at first. But it wasn't just a casual laugh. It was the kind of laugh people have when they don't know how to respond to something unexpectedly emotional. Fans immediately noticed how different her reaction was compared to her usual playful demeanor. Zhang Linghe didn't break the moment. He stayed focused, maintaining eye contact, as if waiting for her response. The silence between them, even if it only lasted a few seconds, felt incredibly intense to everyone watching. Fans began analyzing every detail in real time. From his tone of voice to her facial expressions, every small movement became a topic of discussion. Social media platforms quickly filled with theories, reactions, and emotional responses from fans who couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Some believed it was a genuine confession. Others thought it might have been a playful moment taken a bit too seriously. But regardless of interpretation, one thing was certain: the chemistry between Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei was undeniable. This wasn't the first time fans had noticed their connection. Over time, small interactions, shared moments, and subtle gestures had already sparked speculation. But this live broadcast took everything to a whole new level. It felt more direct, more personal, and far more intense. The way Zhang Linghe spoke made it hard to dismiss. There was a sincerity in his voice that didn't feel like acting. It wasn't exaggerated or overly dramatic. Instead, it was calm, steady, and deeply genuine, which made it even more impactful. Tian Xiwei eventually responded. Her words were careful, but her emotions were visible. She didn't give a clear answer, but she didn't reject the moment either. Instead, she acknowledged it with a mix of warmth and shyness that left fans wanting more. The ambiguity only fueled the excitement. Fans began debating what her response truly meant. Was she accepting it in her own way? Was she trying to stay professional while processing her emotions? Or was she simply caught off guard? The live stream ended, but the impact didn't. Within minutes, clips of the moment began spreading across multiple platforms. Fans who missed the live broadcast rushed to watch replays. Reaction videos started appearing almost instantly. The internet couldn't stop talking about it. Hashtags related to Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei began trending. The moment quickly became one of the most talked about interactions in recent memory. Even casual viewers were drawn into the conversation. Media outlets picked up the story. Articles began analyzing the interaction, breaking down the dialogue, and speculating about the true nature of their relationship. Some headlines even described it as a proposal-like moment. Fans revisited past interactions. Old clips and interviews resurfaced as people tried to connect the dots. Every shared glance, every subtle smile, and every interaction suddenly seemed more meaningful in hindsight. The narrative began to build. What started as a surprising live moment quickly turned into a larger story about connection, timing, and unspoken feelings. Fans became emotionally invested in what might happen next. Zhang Linghe remained silent afterward. He didn't immediately clarify his intentions, which only added to the mystery. His silence allowed the moment to linger, giving fans space to interpret it in their own way. Tian Xiwei also didn't address it directly. Her decision to stay quiet publicly made the situation even more intriguing. It left fans wondering whether the moment was too personal to explain or simply something that needed time. Speculation continued to grow. Some fans were convinced that the two were already close behind the scenes. Others believed this moment might mark the beginning of something new. The possibilities felt endless. What made the moment special was its authenticity. In an industry often filled with scripted interactions and carefully planned appearances, this felt different. It felt real, unpredictable, and emotionally honest. That's what made fans fall in love with it. It wasn't just about romance or speculation. It was about witnessing a moment that felt genuine, something that couldn't be easily replicated or staged. The chemistry between them became undeniable. Even skeptics had to admit that there was something unique about their interaction. Whether romantic or not, the connection was clearly there, and it resonated deeply with viewers. The moment continues to live on. Even days later, fans are still discussing, analyzing, and sharing the clip. It has become one of those rare moments that transcends the live broadcast itself and becomes part of a larger cultural conversation.